like some of the other coaches said, and you guys have probably heard, a lot of the similar things from some of the other coaches. But we have 24 seniors as well, and 13 of the 15 returning starters are seniors. And I think that it's very important, from a leadership standpoint, but I think it's also very important from a chemistry standpoint. Every coach in this room is looking forward to training camp. Training camp, there's just something special about it, and you really find out the makeup of your team, the chemistry of your team, and really is a foothold for the season. And with that number of seniors, we're looking for a lot of leadership. Specifically, I think it's very important that on the offensive side of the ball, we have one of those returning starters is David Wright, our tight end, and then three offensive linemen who are seniors and multi-year starters with Danny Graham, Tony Hamorski, and Michael Blair. And then the defensive line, where there's two of the four are seniors as well. And I think it's important to have a good number of returning seniors, but I think it's more specifically important to have a good number of leaders in those two positions on the offense and defensive lines.
Westminster returns two of its top offensive playmakers this season in seniors running back Tyler Banks and quarterback Dak Britt, who combined to make up 91% of the Titans' total offense in 2012. Can you talk a little bit about how important it is to have them back for their final year and maybe any expectations you have for them in 2013?
Well, it's obviously it's great to have them back in 91% of the offense. To be honest, when I read that statistic, I didn't realize it was quite that high. But it's nice to have them back. But quite honestly, I hope they improve, and we need to improve. And there's no two ways about it. We have to make sure that we understand that we need to improve. Those two guys are great players for us. Dak came in and added another dimension to our offense that we're very excited to have. And Tyler's been that consistent guy that fought through injuries and has been a great asset to our offense. But we need to improve in those areas.
Your defense brings back 7 starters from 2012, 5 of which are seniors. Leading the PAC is senior second-team all-conference selection Sean Christofferson, who led the Titans defensive lineman with 46 tackles to go along with the team high 4 sacks last year. Can you talk about some of the things that have made Sean such a cornerstone for your defense?
Sean, it's been great to have him. The number one thing is anytime that you can get an all-state local player to stay home, it's very special. We loved bringing in Sean as a freshman, and I think he had a tremendous freshman year. We brought got everybody's attention in a conference, and he's improved every single year. I know he gets a little caught up in the statistics and the stats and those things, but the reality is he has gotten better every single year, and he's been a great cornerstone of our defensive line, and he's going to be a cornerstone of our defense. And he's another one of those great students. He's another science major. These guys are. They're the amount of time that they spend in labs and classes, it's astronomical compared to what it used to be. It really is. And he puts the work in on and off the field, and he's been great for us.
Titans went 3-6 overall last year. However, 4 of your 6 losses had a point differential of 6 points or less. What do the Titans need to do in 2013 in order to turn those kinds of losses into victories?
Well, it's simply you got to finish games. Early on in the year, we didn't finish the games. We didn't finish all the games that we needed to finish. And one of the biggest things that I want to focus on this year with our team is that what I'm calling the slight edge. We need that slight edge that is going to make a difference. The slight edge that every single one of us in this room can do to make ourselves better. The reality of the situation is those little things that we do every day consistently over time, compounded, are going to make us better. But all those things that are so easy for us to do, they're so easy for us not to do. But we have to always have that slight edge and make sure that we realize that's what we're going to need to do to better our record.
Coach, last question. What would be a successful year for you at Westminster in 2013?
Well, the number one thing is to improve on last year, and the number one thing when I met with our leadership council, and we have a great group of leaders that we meet with weekly as far as our leadership council, and the number one thing they said, Coach, we need to have that winning season. We have to take that step, one step, and that's our main goal. And it's not our only goal, but that's our main goal, and we need to improve on last year.
One of 5 returning senior starters for the Titans in 2013. What does it mean to you to be counted on as a senior leader? And how important do you think it is to have that type of senior leadership on this team?
Well, as a senior, it's important that you set a good example for everybody and you're working hard in practice and everything. And I'll be the first to admit that in seasons past, I do kind of get lax in practice and stuff. I really need to focus on practicing hard all week, every week, and getting ready for the game, as well as helping all the younger players learn their responsibilities.
You've lettered and been a starter since your freshman year. How do you think that experience is going to help you as you go into your final season?
I think it'll help a lot. I mean, the biggest thing that I've noticed is like learning how to evaluate your opponents and like watch film and break it down. When I got to college, I never really watched any film. Like we had film sessions, but I didn't pay attention and everything. And it's just like, I've learned how to focus on things I need to focus on and pay attention to the O-linemen and their techniques and stuff so that I have every advantage I can get.
You recorded season highs in tackles for loss last year. You was a second-team all-conference player. What are some of your individual goals going into 2013?
Individually, I'd obviously like to improve those stats and be a first-team all-PAC election for my, get elected to first-team all-PAC. Sorry, and just be a better leader, more vocal. I'm not really that vocal in a game or in practice, so just try to focus on those two things.
The 2013 Titan football team's mission is to become brothers on and off the field and to conduct ourselves with confidence and accountability while striving for excellence and finishing everything that we start. Personally, what does that mission mean to you?
What really stands out in that statement to me is striving for excellence and finishing everything we start. We have, since I've been here, not enough of the people that don't play really want to strive for excellence. They kind of are upset that they don't get to play or whatever. And that rubs off on the people that do start or are in the game because they're not getting better at practice. And the finishing everything we start thing, like those games that we lost by less than a touchdown, I mean, that just comes down to mentally being tough and wanting to win the game and wanting to finish and do everything you can to help the team win. So,
Sean, last question. In your view, what would you determine to be a successful year for Westminster in 2013?
Well, I mean, a successful year obviously would be a winning season. I would like to have a PAC championship. That'd be kind of cool. Just like everybody here wants the same thing. But I definitely want a winning season for the first time since I've been here. The closest we came was 2011. We were 5-5, I mean. So I think a winning season would be good, but I have bigger aspirations for us.